summer for weeks. The stars are pretty when the sky falls. I don't know if it's me that you need. You miss me here now, I will pick up your call. It's been falling, I've been stalling for weeks. The stars are pretty when the sky falls. It's been falling, I've been stalling for weeks. The stars are pretty when the sky falls.
Hero. I'm not dead. I just feel that way. So yeah, the reason why I have not streamed past 2 days is I have felt so exhausted and in so much pain. I could barely function. Like, it was exhausting just to sit here in my chair. I even went to bed early past 2 nights. And that's even after taking a nap. So, don't know what was going on, but I'm feeling a little bit better today. So we're gonna try to do something. We'll see if it's successful. But yeah. This piece here, I saw someone post a drawing of theirs where their character was standing in a like creek or something, and I just got the idea of Phee kind of just basking in the accomplishment of a well-fought battle or something. So partially what I'm doing is I'm trying to make some designs that I can put on merchandise for the store that are interesting. So that's kind of the goal here. Sorry, I left for a second there. You always leave for a second there. We're kind of used to that by now. Okay. All I really said was that been dealing with health issues, and that's why I didn't stream. And then I started working on this because I saw someone draw a picture of their character standing in some water, and I was like, I just had this idea. On a scale of 1 to 6 feet deep in a casket, how dead do you feel? 13 feet. Pretty much. Okay, this brush is throwing me off. Let's go back to the regular one. Hey, what have you been up to this weekend? Well, we're now at 510 followers on Twitch. That's pretty neat. How many other are bots? I still don't understand how people utilize those bots. Where are they? I must hunt them down. I'm lonely out here in my little court. Apparently they're over on Twitch, but they're not talking on Twitch, so I think you would still have the same effect. Oh, hello. First time chatter on Kick. Hello, hello, hello. Mr. Bin Laden. How is you? Leg feels off. I'm just gonna get rid of that. Here. Yeah, don't like that. The drawing's going. Kind of just started, as you can see. As I'm working on this, I get the feeling I'm gonna be remaking it. Right? Yeah, this kind of feels more like I'm just getting the idea out. But we'll see. Wait, how has your weekend been? Yeah, Inky, if you want to be where someone's talking, I guess you might want to go over to Kick. No one's talking in any of the other places, so. There's an option. Yeah, I'm streaming onto YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and Kick right now. So, because I am desperate for attention. I'm an attention whore who gets no attention, therefore I am desperate. I am starving. Nom 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 nom. I've recently started learning digital art. I usually draw on paper, but I decided to try digital drawing and started using Krita. Do you think Krita is a good program for beginners? I think Krita is a fantastic program, just in general, but also for beginners. Because it's very similar, like in layout and stuff, to a whole bunch of other programs. I use Clip Studio because I really like the feel of the brushes and stuff, and the input and all that. But I love Krita. Krita's great. I used Krita for about a year or two before I got Clip. But yeah, fantastic program. I always recommend it to people who want to do drawing, do digital drawing. I got started using Photoshop about 16 years ago. And so I have a fair bit of experience when it comes to different programs. Because I used that, and then I went to Krita, and then I've been on Clip for a while. I have tried out other programs like Psy a little bit, Metabang. There was a few others that I tried out. But yeah, I always recommend Krita for people. Also, since you said that you're new to digital drawing, if you want help with anything, I do teach people how to do drawing stuff. And I thoroughly enjoy doing that. So if you are struggling with anything, I can try to show you how I go about that stuff. But I always urge my students, because I did teach for a little while, I always urge my students to take what you like from other people's techniques and put it into your own. That's pretty much the only way you're going to get your own voice when it comes to drawing. I'm using Krita on my PC for now. If I end up really enjoying digital art and decide to fully switch to it, I'll probably get an iPad in the future. But for now, my PC is more than enough to learn and to get a feel for digital drawing. Yeah, I get that. I think, like when it comes to drawing on a tablet, I think the number one thing for that is Procreate. I've not used Procreate because I've never really drawn on a tablet. All right. And by tablet, like iPad. Like I'm drawing on a tablet right now. Sort of. I mean, the thing's the size of a table. What? Yeah, but whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. I really appreciate it. Right now, I'm just trying to see if digital drawing is for me since I've only drawn on paper until now. Yeah, I get that. And I can help with that as well, because the stuff I do digitally, a lot of techniques come from doing traditional drawing, so I can always help with that as well. That's what I used to teach when I was an instructor. I taught drawing and stuff like that. So, like, I think my biggest flex when it comes to teaching is I taught an 8-year-old how to draw hands, and she got really good at it. It's probably my proudest moment when it comes to teaching. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy your time here. And yeah, my streams are basically here for everybody to kind of just hang out and have a good time and kind of geek out over stuff. And for me, there's a character that I really like that not a lot of people are catch on to it. But there's a character I really like because she's my baby, my OC. Her name is Major Phee. And yeah, I like her a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and there we go. Just kind of just lower this down a bit. I had no idea there was an art category on Kick. I found this side of Kick completely by accident. Yeah, I feel like that's how most people feel about or are with Kick. I thought for the longest time I thought Kick only had things that were illegal as categories. Gee, I wonder who it is. It's a secret. No one can know until the very end. You want a superpower? I mean, I'm already an artist. What more could I need? I can give a random one if you want. Go ahead. Make my day. Go ahead. Make my day. Did you make your own animated avatar? It looks awesome. If you made it yourself, it's really impressive. Yeah, basically I did. So what I did is I drew the character and everything, and I did it in like layers. And then I use a program called VTuber Plus. And yeah, you basically just put in the layers in there, and then you can do a lot of tweaking and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, I did make it myself. Congratulations, you now know the exact number of locations. Yeah. You now know the exact number and location of every duck in a 1 kilometer radius. Awesome! My life is now complete. Why is there only 137? Like, here. That's stupid. We got all these little ponds and stuff. You think there would be more? What about the superpower to be able to make any pre-existing skill better? Everybody has that superpower. It's just a very, very slow process of a superpower. Checked your Instagram and your artwork is incredible. Great job. Thank you. I made it myself. Well, that don't look right at all. Oh. How much did I screw up this angle? I think I royally screwed up this angle. Oh no. What about the ability to never have to do the base building blocks of a drawing? That can also be learned, but I'm scared. I'm scared. It's very scary. I don't want to learn witchcraft. I live in a religious state. That would be bad. Okay. We are restarting this drawing. I'm not liking any of it. Other than like the composition. Why are you scared? Learn! No! No! I don't wanna! No! You can't make me! What? Okay. My phone was screaming at me. I wasn't sure why. But no! I don't want to learn. I'm too stupid. You can't make me. I'm actually going to look up, see if I can find a pose. I think the pose is kind of killing me. To me, it feels generic. There we go. Hmm. I saw something, but it's not enough. I need to remind myself sometimes that when I'm drawing Phee, I need to think more theatrical. She's very much a performative person. Let's see if we put dramatic, if that makes a difference. With the search. Not really. It's giving me irrelevant references. You gotta love Pinterest. Ba, ba, ba. This one's promising. No. No. Doesn't. It's a good pose for Phee, but it's not a good pose for me. Come on, load pictures. Don't be a dumb. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. My brain is brining. A hero. How is you? It's going. Had a really rough weekend. Typically, I stream Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I didn't stream last 2 days because I have health issues and they were being stupid. But we're here now, so. You know what? We're gonna do a different piece. This one's frustrating me. I think it's because I don't have a solid idea of what I'm wanting. So... I do have an idea for another thing, though. Yeah, we'll do this size. Now I need to look up a couple things. Da 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 da. Well, I was trying to do a drawing of Phee after a good day's work, which would be standing in a creek of blood surrounded by corpses as the sun is setting, because she is to our standards a complete psychopath, but to the standards of her culture she is a soldier. And very good one at that. But right now I'm actually switching over because I want to do a piece that looks like a stained glass window with Phee. Because I've done one before, apparently not realizing how exactly stained glass windows are designed or made. Because what I did was not accurate, but it looked cool. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, here it is. So yeah, like I did this piece 4 years ago now. It was supposed to kind of look like stained glass window. I like this style. Doing it like this, I think it makes it look really cool. That's apparently not how a lot of stained glass looks. But I think it looks cool. So, I might just do that anyway. But this is a character of mine. Her name's Athara. She's on this fantasy story thing I tried to put together. Essentially what she does is she's the high priestess of a religious sect of a nature goddess, and she absolutely hates industrialized society, and so she spent a lot of her life developing a life form that could basically bring everybody back to the Stone Age. And so she made these fleshy plant creatures, and they're called the Carnavi. And she almost succeeded. It sounds like an SCP. No, if it was an SCP, she wouldn't have developed a life form like that. She would have just been that life form. And then that would have just been the flesh that hates. I do, so I am a big fan of SCP. I'm also a really big fan of analog horror. So I've decided that I'm going to kind of mix the two. I'm working on a lot of things, but I'm wanting to mix the two, and I want to make a thing that's, I want to make an analog horror book. And what it will be is something that would have been an SCP. And the book is essentially going to be a compilation of reports and newspapers and stuff like that. But I'm already doing a bunch of other things. So that's kind of a thing that I do when I don't feel like working on all my other stuff. Okay. I got an idea of how I'm going to make it look. Now I need a reference of religious figures. I've gotten back into SCP recently since my friends have got me making an SCP game. Ooh. Yeah, it would be helpful to get back into it to refamiliarize yourself with the world. I wish I could spell. Religious paintings of saints. Let's see what we can get from that. I'm wanting a particular pose. It's mostly a hand pose. Is that like the fingers type of thing? Or maybe that's just a hand. I always thought it was like just having two fingers up. Nope, now that I'm saying it, no, it's just a hand thing. Well, I'm still going to do what I want to do. But okay. I've just been learning Blender since I am ass at 3D modeling right now. Then I'll go back to the SCP lore. Yeah, I've tried to go back to Blender. and doing 3D modeling stuff. Because my plan, I had a plan and it didn't work. But my plan was I was gonna my PNG tuber here. I was actually gonna make a VTuber, but a 3D VTuber of Phee. But it was gonna be like a low poly, like PS1 esque looking. I did modeling, texturing, and all sorts of stuff, and then I just kept having problems with the rigging part. I couldn't do the things I wanted to, and I had a hard time trying to figure out how to do anything. And so I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. And he was like, well, that's too damn bad. I was like, well, fuck you, and I left. I do want to learn how to do 2D animations in Blender, but I'm having a hard enough time having the strength and energy to just draw anymore, let alone animate. I have fibromyalgia, so, and it's been really bad this past year, so it's been very difficult for me to do much of anything. What if I... What about this? Old paintings. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, so well, I had a thought and then it went away. So never mind. That wasn't important enough apparently. I guess it's appropriate that I'm doing this drawing instead of the other one, based on the what's it called? No, word, come back. Thumbnail that I have on YouTube and Rumble, which is my my first blasphemous piece with Phee. I had a lot of fun with this piece though, so it was totally worth it. I really enjoyed this piece. This piece was fun. Okay, well, since it's really late for me, I'm gonna be lurking, but I really hope things get better for you. Wish you the best of luck. Well, thank you. Thank you for the lurk. And hopefully we'll see you around here again soon. Or maybe next weekend. Somebody's watching me. And I got no privacy. Thank you for the follow. Oh, the cats are good. So my city does essentially their 4th of July Independence Day celebration June 27th. I think just to get like have that happen around instead of like on the day of, so that everyone else can like do their plans and stuff. Because I don't think anybody would come to the festival if it was on the same day. Hydrating. Hold on. But because of that, a lot of people will set off their own fireworks anyway. Apparently, Stitches is not a fan of booms. Because fireworks were going off around my house. She sprinted into my office and jumped behind my tablet. And kept on looking out of my office. So I had to comfort her for a few hours last night. Oh, God. Oh, that shooketh my soul. Whoa. So, in a lot of paintings, or in quite a few paintings of Jesus, um, he's pointing at his chest to some degree. I'm gonna, you know what? Actually, first, before I really commit to this bit, I'm going to do another search, but I'm going to do it in a different spot. Okay, well, there's a famous painting of Jesus, and he's like pointing at a heart with the barbed wire and stuff. So that's basically what I'm going to be referencing in with this, because Phee is Jesus, obviously. But she's going to be using a knife and pointing it at her bullseye medallion. One thing I was going to do before I fell into the pit of Phee, uh, I was starting a series called Classic Nightmares, where I take famous old paintings and I turn them into horrific scenes. And the next thing I did two, and the next one I was going to do starting in January was going to be The Last Supper. And that was going to be like my next big project. Well, then Phee showed up, and that hasn't happened yet. I want to do it, though, because I think it'd be a lot of fun. Just I don't want to work on a big project that's going to take me away from working on other things. Didn't see the notification. How dare you? Ooh. Somebody on Discord was putting up their LED lights, and they look really cool. I even got stuff to do something like that, and I never did that with my office. Okay, I will be right back. Probably a good time for everyone else to get up, stretch, hydrate, go pee, all that fun stuff. I'll be right back. All right. All right. Where's the button? There's the button. Ooh. I need to go to here real quick. Huh. Okay, then, never mind. Yeah, okay, then, never mind. That works. That works. Alright, what are we doing? I don't know. I kind of just show up and things happen. Hey, Ooze, I like those LED lights. I've been meaning to do something like that with my office and just never really got around to it. They have music sync? Oh, that's sweet. But yeah, how have you been? How are things going? How has the week been? What's going on next week? What's your social security number? I don't know what questions to ask or what topic to talk about, so I'm just watching you draw. I mean, that works. You can always just ask me stuff about Phee and Necropolis and stuff like that. I'm sure there's stuff that you are wondering about, and I just haven't gotten into writing it. You know how my questions, and they sound very brain dead. So they fit here. I mean, really, the only times that you had brain dead questions was when you were like, well, why haven't we seen that? And I'm like, because we're at the beginning of the story. Oh, okay. Well, why haven't we seen this? Because we're at the beginning of the story! Other than that, which I did find to be quite funny. Yeah, I found this fish-looking language, and it looks beautiful. And now if I can just figure out how to do linguistics again, I can turn the prologue into a pond of sorts. That'd be awesome. Hold on, I think I'm remembering the... I'm not remembering these lives right. Come on. There we go. Ah, that's it. And I can read it, but to everyone else, it's just a random school of fishes. The best kind of storytelling, the one where no one can read it. What? What kind of architecture does the society prefer? Places hand up. Do the people of Acropole have street food? No, not necessarily. They don't really have much in the way of streets. Streets have kind of been turned into kind of resource ways. So pretty much the vehicles used are like flying cars. And things that used to be streets are now what a lot of the it's either like a lot of, I'm trying to think of the right word. A lot of either power lines or pathing that the robots take in order to avoid any kind of collisions with the Necrus above. Most cases, like what happens is that in a lot of Necru, they live and learn in the same facility. There's the old ones, like what Phee goes to, um, uh, is like one of the few where there's not like the tower or the facility that the Necru live in being also the one that they learn from. So that's why Phee has to actually travel to the center and back to the tower where she sleeps and stuff, where her room is. Most of them now are basically all the same facility. So there's actually not a whole lot of traveling going on. And then once they get to where they graduate, most of the time they will spend their lives on space stations or other planets that are not fully automated yet. They did that mainly to kind of streamline the earlier years of a Necru. That way, waste as little time as possible. Will I see a version of the ship of Theseus in the story? What's the ship of Theseus? I can't tell if that's familiar or not. I feel like I know way too much random stuff, and they all kind of fuse together. Okay, that's what I thought that was, but I wasn't sure if I was thinking the right thing. Probably not, because I don't find the ship of Theseus interesting. I have been doing a lot of thinking about Necru's position when it comes to cybernetics. Do Necru have hobbies? Yeah, they have hobbies. Like, they have hobbies in the same way that everybody else has hobbies. It's just that most of the time, or a lot of times, not most of the time, a lot of times they're not given enough time to really indulge in them. But, yeah, I would say they would have the same kind of hobbies that, like, we do. just like different versions of them. Yeah, the one thing that's very much lacking compared in Necru society compared to ours is they don't really have sports. Pretty much the only kind of like things that they would have as sports would be like hunting, gladiatory fights that are actually to the death. A lot of legions actually broadcast their invasions of systems or planets. But yeah, it's very much violence oriented type of things when it comes to like sports. Now I'm headcanoning a graffiti artist in the middle of a battle, and they keep trying to run away from it to graffiti with their little cans they hide in their bag. You should talk to Sledge then. Sledge's character is a graffiti artist. Of course, his character is part of basically an alternate universe type of thing, where like Necropole uh, takes control of a planet instead of wiping it out. Wait, who is Sledge? Sledge is the one who had he's in the Discord. Where are you? Sledge had this character. Which this was very amusing to kind of to do. Why do I do that? Every single time. I'm always start inking on the sketch layer. And for a split second, I'm like, why is it not working? Why is everything broken? Why do I keep doing that? Ooh. Can you stop doing that? Oh no, Hans! It feels weird drawing this way because I'm so used to doing like how I do inking. But you just gotta trust the process. I do really like the look this gives. Why? Where? What? Why? What is this? What are you? What is this? What is this? I'm very upset. What is this? What is this bullshit? If Phee was a Disney princess, which princess would she be? She would be Princess Phee. She doesn't aspire to be a princess. Princesses aspire to be Phee. I don't know. Let me search it. You aren't wrong. Of course not. Oh, hold on. Nope, we don't want that. We want this. Does Phee own stuffed animals? Um. Well, I mean, she's got plenty of taxidermied animals. But I can see her having some stuffed, some like plushies and stuff like that. That's not outside of the realm of Phee behavior. Try and see if I can find an easy way of getting this texture. Or this might actually be the way that I did it last time. Phee got turned into a statue. No, this is a stained glass window of her. Kind of experimenting now. I had idea, which is usually a bad thing, but we'll see. I like this color burn effect. I don't know. It makes my eyes go, yay. Yeah, the playlist is, well, pretty much my favorite one. It's music essentially collected and distributed by Aim to the Head. Uh, you can find them on YouTube as well. But yeah, they basically do a lot of like industrial techno type of music, and they collect other music from other artists and they release them as well. Very cool stuff. Very good stuff. I've been listening to them for quite a while. Now I'm curious about this. Let's see what happens.
Systems falling. We are the noise.
Ooh. Ooh, that looks kind of cool. I like that. What if I did that here, except like this? Doesn't quite read as well, but we did this. Yeah, it doesn't read as well. But I do like the highlights going on here. I forgot to color in the knife. I was, ah, shut up. Son of a bitch. Here we go. I'm trying to make it not look so desaturated. I know this isn't really how a lot of like stained glass windows are made when they're like people in them. I just like the way that this looks. I think it makes it look neat. And that looks a lot better. I do feel like there needs to be something going on here. That's one rusty looking knife. It's from the glass. Stop judging me. Gah! Hmm. I need to look up one more thing. This is it's just not blasphemous enough. That would be a really cute sticker. Yeah, if I could freaking find a way to print stickers for cheap. Right now, the cheapest way I could do it would require a lot of money up front for me, because I would have to get a special printer that prints those things, and then get the paper and stuff for it. And then I could just, like, Etsy sell them or whatever. But whenever I try to do it on-demand type of thing, it's always way more expensive than it should be. Either it's way more expensive than it should be, or I get, like, nothing for the sale. It's a little annoying. What am I doing? Oh my god. Look at her butt. There we go.
They forged empires from lies. However, the golden seed burns in our blood. They think we are workers, slaves, property. But we carry the light they cannot touch, the fire they cannot buy, the freedom they cannot kill. No masters, no rulers. The seed waits. Trust me.
Nah. What I should do... Mind up if I wasn't erasing...
Trust me.
just gonna add the rest of this in here.
Hmm.
Maybe not. Maybe not. We just have to do it here.
Texture reminds me of something I just can't remember. I would hope that it makes you think of stained glass windows. Because that's the point. Yeah, that's why the like major lines are all thick, and then I like putting thin supporting lines throughout. I like the way that it makes that look. But you're right. It's okay, Stitches. It's okay, baby. Somebody just set off a firework and Stitches ran behind my tablet. It's okay, baby. It's alright, baby. Daddy won't let anything happen to you. I've actually never had a cat that was bothered by fireworks. All of my other cats just don't care. I wonder if this would actually look better with a little bit of a blur. I actually think that looks a little bit better. Like, let me zoom. But no, we gotta save first. Well, I'm late.
you. Those you. Come down here. That. Put that. That. And plop. Doing this because I want to see the outline. Okay, I see the problem here. I need to add this outline as well. Maybe this one. Okay. Okay, you're gonna be like that? There, bitch. Alright, let's try this again. Add, and then add. Had to go back over that stuff because the thickness, if you didn't notice, on the circle was thicker than on the rest of her. And that was because it was starting behind the outline. Making sure we got that all filled in. Alright, now let's try this again. That looks better. I don't know why, but I feel like my handwriting's a lot better when I use this brush, which is just a calligraphy brush, but I rotate it to be straight up and down. I don't know why my handwriting, I feel like, is a lot better that way. Oh yeah, I think this is done. And, we need to see what exactly I can put this on for merch. There it is. I think I might do a series of stained glass-esque pictures of Phee. Because I do like doing this style. I think it's a lot of fun.
Inky. Inky. What is wrong with you? Why is he quiet? Also, why is nothing happening? Why is there no movement or anything? I know, I'm done. Shush. Oh my god. That's really funny. Yeah, even the music's not playing. What's going on? Ah. Oh boy. Okay. Well, we did some drawing. That's what really matters. I guess the resolution's too low on... I was looking at the stream window on OBS, and I was like, I don't have the background on, so there should be a bunch of squares and stuff, but like when I zoom in real close, I still don't see the squares, but I can kind of see my brush, the little line for the brush, but I can't see the squares. I guess the resolution's just too low on that. Distractions, they're fun. Okay, I need to actually work on important stuff this week. I need to do a lot more writing. I did some writing. I think this past week, early this past week. I added in... Well, I wrote like over 1,000 words. It took me a couple hours, but I did it. But yeah, so I continued the part in the current, in the latest addition to the Mortai of the Major. Because the last part I wrote was after Phee had gone through all like the extremely intense training stuff that Hokane put her through. She got through all that, and by the end of it, she was just like, "Oh, I wish I could die. This is horrible." Like she had blood coming out of her face. She was certain that she had blood coming out of her feet and that they were in absolute agony, but she wasn't sure because she lost feeling to her feet hours ago. And like all sorts of stuff. And then when they were finally dismissed, and she's like, "Oh, thank God." Turns around, takes a couple of steps, and her body she just collapses. Her body just gave up. And she just lays on the ground like, I can't move. I can't move. Everything sucks. So Hokane ordered some of her peers to take her to the med bay, basically. Which kind of tells you what kind of society they have. When they don't have the nurse's office at this school. No, they have a medical bay. They have a medical station. They have physicians. Not some nurse who, like, is fairly knowledgeable and stuff. No, they have, like, a hospital at this school. That's how their society is. So yeah, one of her peers comments about how they didn't think that Phee was actually going to make it through the day and was going to give up. And the other one, yeah, like they said that I thought for sure you were going to give up after you smashed your face on that platform. And the other one goes, that was really funny. And Phee really wanted to like defend her honor and like snap back at them. But she couldn't even pick up her head. And she couldn't make words. The best that she could do is go, and she was just like, and then everything was like a blur. She felt like she was in a different plane of existence, and time was just going a lot faster around her than it was with her. And she ends up getting put into like in Star Wars they have the Bacta tanks. She gets put in something like that, which she comments is only reserved for like the like emergencies, and she's never been in one. So clearly her entire body was so worn down that she had to be put into that thing. And then she thinks to herself about the process of floating in the fluid that it's supposed to like drastically speed up healing process and stuff. And so she's just floating in this stuff, and she's just like, then now that her body has gone completely numb, she's able to actually think, and she starts wondering like, I hope what I just went through gets spread throughout the school so that everybody knows about it and they know that I do not expect special treatment and that I can take it. She also wonders if she impressed Hokane. And she wonders a few other things, and then she's like, you know what, there's no point in wondering about this stuff. Whatever comes, comes. It doesn't matter at this point. Right now, I just need to recover. And she just floats in it for a while, and then she goes, and then she just thinks to herself, kinda sucks that I cannot sleep through this. Because she's not able to sleep. So she just has to be present the entire time she's floating. And then I show a little bit of Hokane where he is going over students' files and kind of tell a little bit about how the advancement process works through the schooling. And then he pulls up Phee's files and thinks about that first day that he, his first day of teaching was the day that Phee got shot. And he thinks about that day, and then he looks into her files and stuff, and is actually looking at the files because he didn't have time before to look at everybody's files because there's tens of thousands of them. And he is surprised that Phee, the lengths that Phee has gone to be where she's at, because she could have just like used her position to go anywhere, which is one thing that he thought she was doing, because he doesn't have that high of an opinion of extra-mortai who are not in the military, because he is 100% military man. Like technically everybody's in the military, but not frontline military. So he doesn't have a very high opinion of those who are in the council, for example. Because he believes all Ex Morti should be serving on the front line, take advantage of their immortality and stuff. There are a few that have, and he has the most respect for them, but not for the others. And yeah, he kind of realizes that there's something different about Phee, and so he's like, I'm gonna keep an eye on her, and this might be the reason why I've survived so many things that I should have died from. Which he doesn't even consider himself like the best soldier ever or anything like that. He just considers himself a soldier, but he's realizing that he has some kind of calling going on, which is why he has survived things that he shouldn't have. And that's about as much as I got. Oh yeah, and then he got called to the medical bay by the head physician, who he calls one of the sycophants for the Ex Morti. And so he's expecting to be chewed out by the physician. But he doesn't really care. He even suspects that the physician's going to threaten to report him to the authorities and like even consider what he has done as being treason. And I'm planning on having it where Hokane's just like, go ahead, report me, I don't care. And he's gonna use something I haven't figured out yet, but he's gonna use something that's essentially gonna be blackmail on the physician of sorts. Whether it be something like he's got some dirt on him, or the school that they're at is like so low on the totem pole of educational facilities that they kind of desperately need him to be there. Something, basically, because essentially what Hokane's going to say is like, look, I'm almost 70 years old. I should have died hundreds of times already. And I'm probably going to die in just a few years. So I don't care. Even if I'm like uber healthy, I'm dead in a few years. So it doesn't matter. But the physician's young. You've got some time. Do you really want to screw your life up now? Something along those lines. So that's what I'm planning on doing with that discussion. And then I think I'm gonna have it where Phee is in recovery for a few days. And during that time, a lot of chess pieces move around and such. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what gets moved around at that point and how to connect everything. So that's kind of the idea of what's going on right now with the writing. I also need to work more on the anthology series for Life in Necropole. I've got a little bit of that done. I also need to work on the prologue for the entire Fever's, which I really like how that's going. So I have a lot of stuff I need to do for writing. Because I don't know. If nothing develops from my writings, I don't know what else I can do. based on my health and everything and my energy levels. So kind of at my wit's end when it comes to all this stuff. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. I'm trying to get a schedule going for like when I hang out in the Discord voice channel. So if you would like to hang out and stuff, join the Discord. Links are where the links are. Also make sure that you're doing those follows and things. And check out all my other stuff. Links are where the links are. And all that fun stuff. So anyway, blah-de-blah-de-blah. All that being said, I will see you guys next weekend.